You're headed to the Umbilicus to consult with Elidibus, right? I'll do some consulting of my own and speak with Lena. Decide how we might be best prepared for the final days. So it's farewell for now, but we'll see each other again. I'm certain of it. You know, I gotta admit, I do like how this expansion is trying to tie in all of the previous expansions. I don't know if it did it in... Well, it didn't do it in Shadowbringers, for a fact. So I think it's really interesting that it's coming through. Oh? Timbo Slice, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Where am I supposed to go? Dawson. Looks like I'm not the only one here. What an interesting... Okay, okay. It's like a mix of the Crystarium. Oh. It's just regular armor, regular gear. That's interesting. Very interesting. Ah, Mr. Saganaft, welcome back. The captain has told me all. Give him the word, and I will show you to the ocular. Indeed. Onward! Look at that strut. That walk with a purpose. Get it. Ah, memories. Gotta admit though, Grahatia looks much cooler in that outfit than he does now. Even the crystal arm. I wish I could get the crystal arm. If anybody knows how to get that, or if it is even available as a transmog, let me know. Ah, the books. The Tower of Books. To the heart. The giant sword that is shifting in and out of my own body. Fancy.
Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business.
Saving the world. Speaking to a former god.
Acknowledged. Reinitializing Silco's tower systems. Searching for Elidibus entity.
Beep boop, beep boop.
Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
Ah, the Warrior of Darkness. Oh, I'm taller.
My home. My friends. No more than a dream.
Indeed, my guy. That sucks.
You. Why have you awakened me?
Oh, maybe it isn't Elidibus that was doing
I no
the
longer
narration.
sense those places beyond, or Lord Zodiac. You must explain all.
Must have been Emmett Selk. Excuse me. Do you really want us to tell you about how we killed your god, and now the world is coming to an end again? I don't think you want that.
So, he is fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star.
You took that pretty well, buddy.
The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens now yours to bear.
That's even worse when you think
But
about it.
if this is Fandaniel's design, then I, as Elidibus, have a duty to fulfill. Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the convocation.
Ooh, lore.
Such knowledge as I have, I will share.
In exchange? Yeah, I'm really sorry, my guy. Half of your people sacrificed themselves.
Why apologize for receiving a favor of the defeated? If it sits ill, consider it payment for freeing Lord Zodiac from servitude.
Oh, so he's actually happy about that. Okay.
Where to begin? The end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own.
That you don't know?
The decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him, Fandaniel. Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him, long, long ago.
12,000 years ago.
Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge of the celestial, we would never have made the connection, and thence forestalled the final days. And though he inherited that noble soul, how different this last incarnation, so consumed by self-loathing and hate.
I mean, once you're immortal, that does seem to be the downfall. You lose your morality and your sense of self.
Elpis. Yes, the name is familiar to me. Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place.
Oh.
A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world.
Yeah, that didn't go so well.
Many
though.
worked there. And before joining the convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief. He was Hermes.
Ah, so these were the Greek gods then? Or that's the background?
That is all I know.
That's interesting.
The crystals tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction.
Hermes.
Elpis itself would tell even less. Nary a ruin has survived.
I wonder if we're going to see Hera and Zeus.
Wait. I saw you there. In Elpis.
Alright. I keep wanting to throw in these quips, but not wanting to talk over the quest line. So, Hades was Emmett Selk, which is... Or, I'm sorry. Hades was a little... Wow, am I wrong? I believe Elidibus was Hades. Oh, great, now I gotta double check. Now, I don't want to tell you guys wrong. Hades was Emmett Selk. Yes, okay, it was Emmett Selk, right. So Emmett Selk was Hades, and then Fandaniel was apparently Hermes. I'm wondering if Elidibus was, I don't know, Ares, or, what would another one be? A common one? Hercules, maybe? No, demigod. Hera, Zeus, Poseidon, maybe? I mean, that's all very intriguing that, like, all of the mix and matching of the mythology of our world is being conveyed into this. That's a very interesting take. To take in Greco mythology as the Asians, who give themselves Latin-sounding names, and then Charlayan being like very Greco-Roman in terms of architecture. It's like a full circle almost.
No. I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility.
And then this point, right, I think I may have mentioned this in previous streams, but you, the player character, the Warrior of Light, the one with the Echo, is also an incarnation of the Asians, which is kind of fitting if you think about it, because every supernatural being that we have encountered so far has been possessed by or was a reincarnation of an Asian to this point. The only exceptions being Astinian, who was possessed by a dragon and has retained some of that power. Granted, everybody else with, magic and this, that, and the other are just super powerful in their own right. But none of them have, like, that supernatural capabilities of multi-classing and spirit transfer as those who the Ascians possessed or were possessed by, fantastical creatures such as primal gods, dragons, etc. With that, I don't think I need to interrupt anymore.
And a truth that fills my heart. My memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course. You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as its chief.
Okay, let's do some time travel. Why not? We've gone
In glimpsing the Exarch's memories, not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the workings of this tower.
Oh, that's convenient.
Which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy.
Okay.
As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place and that precise moment.
What? Okay.
Given the eons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned.
Huh.
In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you.
Okay.
Yet even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change.
Yeah, the rules of time travel. I
For the
guess.
reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. Cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come.
Okay, so I guess there is one more tangent. Time travel and the ramifications of messing with the past. Will it affect the present? According to this game, the answer is no. Because the present, as it exists, occurred because of events that already transpired. And if you go back into the past and make changes, you change that past's trajectory. Meaning, your present remains the same, but because in the past that you went to, you veered off that path, it's no longer connected. So you create a multiverse. And that's why it's funny when people are like, well, if I would go into the past, I'd be afraid to mess with anything because of the drastic changes I'd make in the present. And the reality is you wouldn't. You would just change the future of that timeline. And I think that makes a lot of sense. Like, if you think about it logically, like, the only way you could possibly affect the here and now is by making a decision here and now. Whatever happened in the past cannot affect what happens today. However, what happened in the past is tied to today, and what happens now is tied to the future that your choices create. And I think that is a very interesting topic of discussion. I would love to have that debate. Maybe when I'm as big as Ludwig, we can have metaphysical debates on just chatting.
In full knowledge of this, will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey?
Sure, why not? Sounds like a lark.
Very well. I shall cast you unto the river of time. Let this be my final act.
Oh, so we only get to do this once?
You must input the commands. I no longer have the authority. First, you must reconfigure the systems, that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic.
Yeah, because I know how to use that. Apparently I do.
preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the ocular.
Gonna get zapped.
All appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence.
Jesus.
Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act?
You did.
Lord Zodiac is no more. There is nothing for me here. The ones I love and long to see again are waiting in that promised land, beyond memory and dream. Now go, warrior of light. Go, and do not look back.
Well, I hope I don't make a mistake. Walks through the portal. Oh crap, I forgot my charger.
Well, Heidelin, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us. May you have the joy of it, the burden, and the solitude. It falls to you now. You and your champion to save our star.
Game crashes. Unable to go back in time. Oh man. Ah, there's an aetheryte crystal. I can attune. Ooh. That's a little disconcerting. Oh. They're like really tall, just normal people. I definitely thought they would all be, you know, bird head type folk. Like we see when we see the Ascian. Well, I'm going for it. I'm going to attune to the past. This device is reminiscent of an aetheryte. Perhaps it is possible to attune with it. Yes! What if it also makes me stronger? Oh. Well, that was worth a shot. They are definitely much taller. The man stands dutifully by the aetheryte-like device, a guide for this facility in all likelihood. Hello? You attempt to get his attention, but if he sees or hears you, he gives absolutely no indication. As Elidibus warned, it appears your form is intangible. Okay, here's the thing, though. Why is this space so friggin' big? This is the right place, yes? Propylaeon. Judging by the woman's words, the facility is called Propylaeon. Also, they're not speaking the weird Aether speak. You attempt to gently prod the woman to attract her attention, but feel nothing, and it seems neither does she. That's kind of my question, though. They're speaking normal English, common, Eorzean. Did the language of the people just straight up manifest itself in the sundering of the star? Alright, McBroody. The remarkably large man wears a black robe and a half-mask, much like the phantoms you encountered in Mara Lamentorium and the recreated Amaro. It would seem you have made it to your destination. You gesticulate wildly and shout all manner of greetings and obscenities, but the man does not so much as glance in your general direction. The door. I mean, if I can make clanking sounds on the door, on the floor, nobody's... Hey! Yo! I'm walking here. What? Why aren't you wearing a mask, young lad? Wow, we got ourselves a rebel here, folks. Surprised he's even wearing a robe. Or that it's even black. You suspect the store leads outside, but how to open it? Probably just walk through it.
And here we are, Elpis.
Emmett's Cell.
Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor? Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while. You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
Uh-oh.
Come now. Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
Who you are, perhaps, but I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable. So, please, do favor us with your handsome face.
30 McFlurries. There it is. The reveal. Oh. Interesting.
Satisfied?
I thank you for your cooperation. You are free to go about your business.
Talk about facial recognition. Just, we all know each other by face in the ancient past.
By the by, you see it too, yes?
Me?
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
That's odd.
Looks straight at me. Oh my goodness.
It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's.
Oh.
Do you suppose she created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
So wait a second. The facial recognition thing. Why would you have to take off your mask in order to tell the color of one's soul? Does the mask also act as a shroud of the actual ether of the soul? Because apparently, I am this Azem individual. And barely at that.
Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's her spitting image. So let's leave it be. Come now.
It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words.
What, you can't lip read?
Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Oh! Are you serious?
Who do you take me for?
Why, a dear friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded?
I met Selk as such a son. That does explain why they think we're children. Because we still look like the Asians.
I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant.
So, if the Asians look like regular Eorzeans, just, 15 feet tall, then yeah, I guess we would be children in their eyes. That is so cool! I love this.
You may open your eyes.
I love this. This is outstanding. I'm corporeal! That doesn't even... Whoa! I'm their size. What?
Oh, you even adjusted its size.
The better to indulge your whim. This way, it will be easier to communicate.
Whoa.
How very thoughtful of you.
Good.
And may I applaud your artful reinforcement.
Shit.
Without further ado then. Greetings. I am Hythlodaeus, Chief of the Bureau of the Architect.
So, could you imagine right now if I was tanking in Eorzea? 15 feet tall, wielding a 30-foot sword, or however tall these guys are. Could you friggin' imagine? It's like, stand back. I got this. It's just clunk. A friggin' bus. Oh my. Love it. This is by far the most entertaining roller coaster of an expansion I have had the pleasure of playing.
Sulking beside me is the most honorable Emmett Selk of the Convocation of 14. And how might we address you, my new friend?
Hythlodaeus. I'm the Warrior of Light.
A fine name. And I'm pleased to see you understand our words.
Yeah, which is very surprising.
So, tell us, whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here. You do not know? Or cannot say? Allow me to ask a different question then.
They're just rolling with this.
What brings you here?
I want to learn about Elvis. Let's do that. Let's be subtle.
Well now, the same as us.
A
Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
If she truly wished to be here, then she would be.
fair.
Right you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend.
You don't
And
say.
with your purpose matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion. We are here to speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work. We, I say, though this is Emmett Selk's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide. And I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
You gave me... this
Wait,
guy.
are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
Valid question.
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices. Wouldn't you agree?
That's not how top secret clearance works, my guy.
Besides, having a mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here.
A mysterious life form. You know, I'm actually surprised Emmett Selk didn't despise me more.
Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge, Elpis.
Wow. The world unsundered. Elpis! Wow. It's gorgeous. It's Argos!
This presence.
Oh, it's Heidelin, whose name eludes me at the moment. Vespa? Hermes, I'm guessing?
Hermes! Visitors! We have visitors!
Not Hermes. Oh, it's like Pokemon. A very specific one that I can't think of right now. Is that child like a cockatrice?
What secrets are you hiding, I wonder?
I beat your ass from where I'm from, boy. Better stay polite, or I'll do it again. Nope, first things first, we are attuning to the crystal. Oh. I guess we're not attuning to the crystal. I mean, it should have showed up on the map, blah, 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 make fun of me later, but you never know. Democritos, the father of democracy. Those researchers are from the Academia and the... Oh my god. Those researchers are from the Academia Anider's Words of Halamaru, here to observe the state of the local flora. I wish they would give equal attention to the ambient environment, specifically how much noise they are adding to it with their little debate. Ah, so not very democratic. In case you didn't know, it's rude to stay and stop. This is hardly my first time here, but the scenery never fails to make my breath away. Why, it feels as if you could reach out and touch the heavens. Now then, to begin our guided tour. Perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts to give shape to aether, creation magics allow us to bring forth anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living beings. Anyone may conceive of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation at the Bureau of the Architect. As part of that process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to help us for in-depth observation and study. A fascinating facility, isn't it? I dare say you will enjoy touring it with us. Yeah?